Well, for training, they do that. I think once a year. Yeah, it's funny. And we, during that project, we had police officers. Laughing at me, don't feed them this food because we had weeks. Working so hard not to get them, too drunk. I was giving them They were sobering up. They sobered up. It was an art, and it was funny. People that are experienced drinkers sober up fast too. We had 2 frat boys that were just drunk, and then they just know how.
It's like the brain knows how to function around it, right?
Yeah, one person that we had trouble getting drunk and sobering up was one person that didn't. They used to wear a weed all the time, but they so I actually called her 3 times that night. So anyway, you're supposed to be working.
Just in case I lose the physical.
Now, how many people? We actually submitted. People always want to do our really fun. I know when I go to Rangers, how come we didn't win?
Folks who are sitting at the back, please turn in
You gotta show all the money that
move a little bit. Whoever is at the back, just move a little bit. Investors, VIPs here, second row for founders, and audiences at the back.
Anyway, thank you so much. Do you have a card?
Yeah, Eric.
Sure, you wanted to coordinate, you're the coordinator.
All right, folks, we're gonna get started. Thank you so much for coming tonight. Friday the 13th. No spooky no jokes. Thank you so much again for coming here tonight. Super excited. We wanted to hear the year with the bang. We'll talk more about what we're gonna do, but we have nice, amazing 9 founders who will be presenting tonight from different ideas, different industries. We'll talk more about it. This is Winter Oasis. I'm Shweta Agrawal. Move it. This is a quick agenda. I hope that people love pizza. I love pizza as well. We're just gonna go over some slides, some introductions. We're gonna kick off things. After that, we're gonna have our founders from Prepare for VC Breakthrough Program. They're gonna present, and there'll be Q&A. Then we're gonna have fireside chat for Project Insulin, the path to accessibility with AJ, Andrew Tribbett, and Eric Moyal. Then we have 6 amazing founders, BNT Pitchfest, which means it's gonna be a lightning fast pitch. And then we're gonna have some more slides, networking, some photo sessions, and more networking as well. And we'll give you some more updates. What's upcoming next? So, is it? Oh, volume. Okay, let's see if we can. Okay, meanwhile, we are troubleshooting. How many are founders here in the room? Just raise your hand. Wow, awesome. Look at that. How many are investors? Look at that. How many are aspiring founders? You have an idea, you want to create something.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
There you go.
Not a founder yet.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's always good to have. I've been talking to a couple of founders who came here a couple of months ago. They have an idea, they did not know what to do, but now they are like, we are ready, we're pitching our idea, so it's always great. Can we, okay, we can come back or, yeah. So we'll play this. This was a video some of you might have here. This is from the Startup World Cup, which we had in August. And this is a regional finale, meaning The founders we picked from Boston. There were 8 founders who came here. They were judges, and the one that got picked went to Silicon Valley, and they competed with 50 other founders, regionally everywhere, London, Dubai, and the one who gets picked, they will win $1 million prize. So that's what we did. This was the video, but we'll come back again. So moving on, many of you know, I see familiar faces and new faces. Boston New Technology, we have been around the year for 15 plus years. And it's a community for founders, entrepreneurs, investors, anyone who's interested in startup technology, data enthusiastic. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to do that. We have been doing tons of, no, don't do that. Oh. Okay, I think we'll have to use. Can we? Yeah, let me see. Did you start the slideshow? No, let's see. Oh, no. Okay.
I mean, this is 0.
Yeah. Just giving away all my secrets of the
Just don't present. It's big enough.
Yeah, let's do that if it doesn't I'm gonna wait and see. All right, looks like it's working now. Thank you, Igor. So we do tons of different things. Startup World Cup, which we spoke about, we did a couple of startup showcases where we had AI to EdTech, health tech, different kinds of industries, different types of founders, early stage, mid stage. We did 2 startup weekend. We're also gonna have 1 more coming up in 2025. Stay tuned, and we never give up because we want to see founders succeed and find the connections that they need. If you guys are active on LinkedIn, Insta, LinkedIn and Insta, please use those hashtags BNT_Winter Oasis and prepare for VC breakthrough graduation. And moving on, this is our team. Steve Wilkes, who couldn't be here because of his health issues, is planning to be back in spring. This is me, Shweta Agrawal, one of the leaders at BNT and Chief Product Officer, and Jason Cross, who is also CFO at Boston Technology. And I would love to thank all the volunteers from BNT. Can you guys just raise your hand? Thank you everyone for all your hard work, making things seamless in the back. And our wonderful partners for Winter Oasis, Chin Tran, Andrew Tibbetts from GT Law, Jeff Erickson from Forecaster, Tom Dodge from New View Media, and Rafael Obando from HubSpot for Startups. Thank you so much for your support. And moving on, I would like to call Rafael for a quick, you're here. I'm where is it? Yeah. Rafael, do you want to give us a quick tidbits?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I want to congratulate you for all you do, and I'm very happy to be here with BNT's community. Just a quick introduction. I'm Rafa Bando. I'm with HubSpot for Startups. I've been with HubSpot almost for 6 years now, working with different startup ecosystems in Latin America, New England, and Canada. And just a real quick words on what we offer as a program. If you don't know, HubSpot is a CRM where you can manage your investor or your customer relationships. And if you are a member of the program, we're going to be giving you a lot of resources to help you with your go-to-market, with your fundraising initiatives, and we're also going to be giving you special pricing in HubSpot's products. So thanks again so much, Beta and Jason. I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you so much, Rafael. Give a big hand, please. And now I'm going to hand it over to Jason.
Great. And we also have GT Law as our sponsors and partners for tonight as well. Yeah, I'll hand it over to AJ and Jen. AJ, if you want to do a quick introduction, and yeah, everybody that we're introducing, we're also going to send out like through the same market link, some updates, opportunities, and offers for everybody that came out tonight as well.
Thank you, Jason. Great to be here. I'm here with Ching, my colleague who's in the back and who said that I had to come up and talk to all of you. So I have to find something interesting to say. Ching and I are both IP attorneys with Greenberg Traurig. Greenberg is a global law firm. We're both in the Boston office, obviously. We're full service when it comes to startups. We've been working with startups for years. We've got attorneys around the world working with both venture capitalists and funds, private equity funds, all the way up through any type of exit you have in mind. But a lot of this work with young companies and investors in young companies to help meet them where they're at and grow with the company to set the stage for what you need to reach the next stage of your business. And as I said, both Ching and I are in IP. I was a software engineer before I went into law, decided to stop debugging code and got into law. I've been doing it now for about 20 years. Love working with young companies, with people who are excited about their idea and help them do what they need to do to grow their business. So looking forward to chatting with any of you here tonight and hearing all the pitches.
Perfect. And we also had a community offer from our partners at Forecaster, offering free fundraising resources, finance playbooks, and discounts for all attendees. We'll send out as well. Prepare for VC. We're offering everybody a personalized roadmap. This is a new platform we launched a few months ago called Chart My Course. So basically the goal is wherever you are in your startup journey, we help you figure out what your current analysis of your company is, strengths, weaknesses, where we can come in and support, help you plan out your goals, short and long term, with or without our support, what that should look like, and help you keep track of everything and figure out what community resources can help you get to the right spot. So we're happy to offer that as a free resource to everybody that came out tonight. And for our program, yeah, really, we had a great experience working with all the founders. We have Isabella, Ravi, Augusto who will be joining in virtually as well. Appreciate all of our mentors, and we had Chuck also came in, helped everybody in our pitch practice the other day, and helped everybody really strengthen their stories ahead of the event tonight. So yeah, we had a great group of mentors throughout the program. Learn all sharing different expertise as founders, as entrepreneurs, as investors, and industry experts across various categories as well. Skip this if the video. We could try it.
Okay, let's do
All right. So part of, can you click on the side? Yes. So yeah, why we do what we do is for the founders. This is a letter from one of our previous cohort graduates, Akil on the left, that basically told us, how much, it really inspired us. Like, he told us how much his journey changed by working with us, and made us really proud to receive that. I always love to see his updates on LinkedIn, and we have, Stan and Berlinda. Stan was in our cohort program as well, and always excited to see all the great progress, and he's out there being a community leader now as well. Pamela Shattuck is another one of our graduates, and every time, we see them out across different programs and really making a change in the community. All these updates keep us excited and inspired to help more and more founders in the community and network as well. And before we dive into the pitches tonight, I wanted to share a little bit about our framework and how we teach pitching, presenting, connecting with different audiences and want to get to know how you identify as an audience member. So these are three personality types or personas we talk about throughout our program. There's a churner, a charmer, and a challenger. So a churner, they like to take a methodical approach, more introverted, deliberative, highly detailed. Charmer, more of that kind of outgoing, adventurous. They're the people. Challengers are kind of thinking outside the box, like trying to do everything the most innovative way, and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. So for the churners, you're more, you're looking at financial data, you're looking at competitive analysis, you're valuing transparency, honesty, open communication, and wanting to make sure every detail somebody tells you is accurate and backed up by data. Does anybody here feel like they're part of this churner persona? Oh, we got some hands raised here. For the charmer, these are, first and foremost, when you hear a pitch, you're looking at who the people are, getting to know the founders, their team dynamics. The leadership is one of the most important elements for you. You're seeking market disruptors, so companies that can go out and revolutionize existing markets. And you focus a lot on the brand and consumer experience. So how is the company marketing themselves? How are they going to be a brand leader and differentiator in the space? Again, you're looking at the persona of that individual as well as how this company can kind of stand out and be something you want to talk about at a cocktail party to your friends about the most exciting ventures you're working on. Anybody identify with the charmer persona? Great. Yeah, got a good number of hands there as well. And then the challenger, more focused on that innovation and vision. You're seeking disruptive ideas. You like bold statements. You're looking at how scalable something is. So that risk reward profile, as long as you see the reward for something, you might take even more strategic risk with it. You're looking for those big moonshot or home run type of opportunities. And you're looking to join in as, when you might say no to more things, but when you say yes, you're going to be that person that wants to get really hands-on and, become an advisor or board member or, be really active in the business as well. Anybody identify with more of the challenger? Great, some hands there too. And you can be multiple of these. These are just kind of how we break down and help you figure out who you're talking to and how you can, empathize and connect with the core audience that you're speaking with. So diving into the pitches today. Quick overview, we're going to go through 5-minute pitches, 3 minutes of Q&A for the breakthrough founders. We're going to have the fireside chat in the middle. And then the lightning pitches, we're going to do 3-minute pitches with 2 minutes of Q&A. This is the first group of founders. We have Isabella Johnston's going to kick us off from Employers for Change, talking about how her workforce development platform and recruiting platform leverages AI technology to use basically the power skills and help you match the right personality type and the right individual to your company. Ravi with Bizwallet is going to talk about his digital payments platform, really focusing on small and micro businesses and using QR code and scalable solution technologies, specifically targeting those companies. And Augusto is going to be talking about Tomoki, which is a modular AI solutions, keeping everything in-house and protecting your data while still leveraging, basically being able to optimize your business and personal tasks. So actually with that, we'll head over, we'll call Isabella up as our first presenter.
This is a juggling act tonight. So you did not know that, but you're gonna get to see me juggle two things at the same time, different weights. Not really. Okay, are you gonna go in the back and tell me when you start?
The floor is yours.
Okay. All right, you started. Hi, my name is Isabella Johnston. I am the CEO and founder of Employers for Change. As it says, we're a platform that streamlines intern recruitment and management. And how we do that is through lots of background that I'm going to share with you about myself. So we have gone in the wrong direction. That's okay. We'll go here. So one of the things that my background is in education. I used to be a public classroom teacher. I taught English, everybody's favorite subject in the room, I'm sure. So I did that for 11 years, went back to school, got an MBA, and I started working with higher ed for 15 years. So 26 years in education. I went back to school again and I'm all the dissertation for a PhD in leadership with a specialization in human resource development. Fancy words for learning is what that means. So my algorithm is made up of something that one of my friends that's a founder said, hey, can you scale this? And I have spent years in research on it, and then I also spent some years I was the human algorithm. I was making this work. So how do I take anything that's usually human-based and turn it into something that is going to say, I love you, and have things like servant leadership and also peer and reverse mentoring, things that are the human experience that you would like to have if you were an intern. And hopefully you had good intern experiences. So we use power skills. That's something that you guys know as soft skills. And we use other secret sauce that makes up this algorithm. We reduce a lot of employer bias with it. And I actually got a grant from the city of Orlando. I'm from Orlando. And we were able to study 6 core competencies: research, time management, creativity, problem solving, critical thinking, and also communication. Communication scored the highest here for employers. So we saw that 97% of the employee communication was able to improve because they were working with interns. Now, that may not seem significant to you, but the 93% of the employee and the intern communication was improving. And we saw that as something, that was the correlation point that really was able to demonstrate that these 6 core competency skills are very valuable as we move into 2035. What was even more amazing is that the employers were telling us that they improved their organizational processes by 90%. I think I go this way. Yes. So our customers are employers, and in the last year's demographics, we could see that there was over 34 million types of businesses. You can see them up here: large, medium, small, and startups. There were over 15 million students that were attending school. And we had 850 students that had signed up with us, and we were able to place 402 internships. Now, this is significant because some of them choose other opportunities. We're able to work with not only just paid internships, but unpaid. And that's important also, because every internship should be a really amazing experience. We use the Department of Labor's 7 criteria for unpaid internships. So schools are our partners. We have a key partnership with Valencia College, and they have said we place more students in internships than Disney has hired. So I'm going to go through these kind of fast because I only have like a minute left. So over here, this is how much an employer spends on their average 3 months of an internship when they hire. And we wanted to make sure that employers were able to save money. What they want is the perfect fit. They want to include vision, values, skills, and they want it to be cost effective. So that's what we built, a platform for employers. So this is how we compare to people that are out in the market. Some of them you might recognize Handshake. In the ed tech space, we surpassed them. But in the HR tech space, we are comparable to Eightfold, but we're really different because we made sure we were differentiating how we do our skills-based assessments and our recruiting. So over here, the online recruiting market is substantial, as you can see in the growth areas, and some quotes are over there, statistics I mean, that are on that side. We would be able to capture 6.7% of the market share, which is obviously a lot of money, $100 billion. Everything's going online. With online learning, we saw that the market share was just substantial also. So these are the things that people matter: values-based recruitment, being able to be in mission-oriented companies and work with companies that have a preference for culture. So as our growth strategy, we focused on high growth industries as we go out with a goal of phase 5 in our 5 years of 10 billion in revenue. And we offer an invitation to invest with us. So you can see on the left-hand side what our raise is, but we have bootstrapped everything that we've done. And it's all been substantial, it's grant funded, sales funded, and we have had some gifts. So this is my contact information if you wish to get in touch with me. 5 minutes blows fast. We got 3 minutes of Q&A. Yes.
How do companies pay you? Is it like a subscription or is
It
it per
is.
hire?
Yeah, there's an annual subscription. Right now we have 50% off, and we're able to provide them with intern talent for the 3 semesters that they usually come in and ask for, which would be for us in Florida and for anywhere else in the world. We have spring, summer, and fall. I know there's a winter session that's usually 4 weeks, but we can support whether it's paid internships, unpaid, and also on demand.
And then follow-up question for the 400 or so interns that you've placed, that's across how many companies?
That is approximately about 50 companies, right in that frame. They will ask for anywhere from 1 to 2 students, to some of them, our larger companies ask for about 6 to 8. Anyone else?
Isabel,
Yes.
great progress, great presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Talk a little bit about the algorithm. How much of that has been automated? Meaning, how much of the process is still human powered?
Yeah, right now it's still somewhat me, and I don't want it to be me. I want it to be, somebody else. The algorithm should be the machine, actually. So I have a senior developer that's been with me, and I need somebody that has more ability to get that algorithm created for me. So I'm looking for that as part of the raise, is get the right team in place. Thank you. We good?
Yeah.
Yes.
How do you go about qualifying the interns that are signing up? And then is there a cutoff point? And
That's a
what about
really
the
good question.
in terms of not being left behind, how do you service
That is, I'm so glad you asked that question because that's super important to me. Inclusion is very, very important. All of the students that apply for being placed in an internship, they answer a set of questions that are very similar to ones that the employers ask. So that's part of how we are able to match. When the employers get a percentage ranking, they actually decide who do they want to move forward. So you could have somebody with a 93% of a match and a 75% match. The employer will send out skills-based assessments to be able to see, is this going to be somebody that I would like to interview? That assessment is something that really helps them decide more clearly, is this the right candidate for our company? So that helps to make sure that, that 75% candidate, they might be scoring really high in problem solving more than the other candidate. And in that verbal interview that they had, they're really able to see, yes, that's the person we want.
Cool. We have one more. Yeah, Chuck.
Yes.
What are the, I'll talk into the antenna. Let me turn this around. What are the obstacles that you see or anticipate that will affect how you're going to scale?
That's a really good one because I used my friend ChatGPT to also help me with some of those same questions. And I wanted to make sure that I was including the scalability side. IBM is one of the companies I want to get with. So I was targeting that company. So part of it is I'm on the right track. I actually have friends that work with at IBM. They said, are you including certifications? Are you making sure that your platform would scale? I've worked with large companies, so I understood what it is that they were looking for. So we built that in there. So the assessments was key. The skills-based assessments, making sure that the process is the same from registration to the assessments, to the development plan, to the end where we measure everything. So we measure everything on a monthly basis.
Perfect.
Right.
Great job.
Thank you.
And excited to, here we go. To call up Robbie as our next presenter from Bizwallet.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm Ravi Srinivasan. I have built payment solutions for a long time, for 15 plus years. And I'm a serial entrepreneur. And I built like white label products for payment solutions for small companies, micro businesses, and things like that. So what I want to tell you is here, something very simple that many of you may have or may not have seen this. A few years ago, I was in Medellin, Colombia, and visiting that place, I went to a place called Comuna 13, which is like a long winding mountain road, and on both sides of the road, there are a lot of shops, artifacts, they're selling arts and crafts, foods and wares and things like that. I went in one other shop, and I got a mural, which is like 4 feet by 6 feet, beautiful, and I said, how much is it? The guy said $60. I said, okay. I bargained with him and brought it down to 50, okay? And then he said, okay, I'm going to get this one. So I gave him my credit card. He said, sorry, I don't accept credit cards, I take only cash. Wow. I turned around and looked at my friend and I said, hey, Eric, do you have some cash with you? He says, no, I only have $10. So I was not able to buy that. I thought this is like a problem only in other countries, not in US, right? So this summer, I was in San Francisco. I went to the pier there to go to Sausalito, take the ferry from there. And there was a farmer's market. And they were selling like fruits and vegetables and oysters and all kinds of stuff. So I went there and I said, I would like to get a dozen oysters and I want to get that. And the guy said, okay, here it is. And then I took my credit card there and gave it to him. He said, sorry, cash only, we don't do any credit card or anything like that. I said, why? He says, it's very difficult because payment solutions, the point of sale system, you have to have power, you have to have monthly fees, initial setup and all that stuff. So that's where I kind of came out and said, this is the same thing that I experienced not only here, but also in other countries. So the idea is Bizwallet is built for empowering local businesses and simplifying these payments. So that, small and micro businesses, 33% of them do not accept credit cards or any ACH payment solutions. So we saw this as an opportunity and built this Bizwallet product. So that QR codes are everywhere right now for every single purpose that you see. And also mobile phones, everybody has a mobile phone with them. There's no one here without a mobile phone. Everybody has a mobile phone. So we built this product, Bizwallet, so that we can serve these long neglected local communities, small merchants, kiosks, food trucks, delivery, you name it, all the small and micro businesses, so they can use this. So that if you use these things, we have like expensive devices and high initial and monthly fees. So our solution for that is just use no hardware, no hidden fees, just display your QR code to scan and pay. And it's also available in English and Spanish. Your phone is your point of sale devices. That the market for the year, $1 trillion market for the credit card businesses. And then there are almost 30 million small and micro businesses. 33% of them do not accept credit cards or ACH payments. We have other competitors in this business, of course, the usual suspects like Square, Stripe, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Pay, and all these guys. And all these guys are very expensive. So the biggest advantage for the Bizwallet is there's no hardware, there's no point of sale system, there's no high merchant fees, there's no high ACH payment fees, and very low or zero monthly costs. So my team, myself, I'm the CEO, and then my friend and partner, Sandeep, who is the CFO, and Canine, who is the COO. So what we did is we put this product in the Apple Store and Google Store, and we did a pilot study. We gave it to 5 merchants, and we asked 10 customers to take a look at it. And they were all happy about it. They liked it. They wanted to use more of it. Our business model is to build a customer base of merchants from at least 50,000 in a year to 90,000 in 3 years. And also, we are thinking that if we get this thing, we have anywhere from $3 million to $12 million in revenue. So what we are asking here is 1.5 million for our initial seed startup. But if there is a big amount, all the angel investors and VCs here, they can go and do a 250, 300K and bring us from 4 phase to 5 phases. So all we do, Bizwallet, is empower micro and small businesses to thrive in the digital economy.
Great job, Robbie. Excited to open up for questions.
Sure.
Hey, Robbie, this is cool. I have 2 questions, I guess. I don't see a distinction if you go back to your competitive analysis chart. Like, what is a real difference between like this and Venmo, for example? I see Venmo QR codes absolutely everywhere.
Yes, I have. Same question is our biggest advantage is ACH fees and merchant fees are very low compared to other people, and even Venmo has them, but we don't have.
Okay. Okay. Let's assume that. And then I guess my second question is, do you build into your model the fact that yes, even though these businesses do exist today that are cash only, that is a decreasing TAM rather than increasing TAM?
That's right. But if you look at the whole point, there are 10 million small and micro businesses, and it's only growing. So even though other people are using this product or other products, and they're using charge cards and things, the small and micro businesses are growing. And you know there is about 30 million of them all in US, and this is only in US. Imagine if you go to Africa. Imagine if you're going to Southeast Asia, or if you're going to Latin America. That market is huge. As I mentioned to you earlier, when I was in Colombia, everybody was giving cash, and I didn't have more than $20. Let's see how many people have more than $50 in their wallet. Only one guy. Oh, maybe 2, 3. Okay.
What about China? They do QR codes.
Yes, China does have QR code. India does have QR code. US doesn't have. If you want to pay for somebody, you can use Zelle right now. You know, that is bank to bank. But that's not a point of sale system. This is a point of sale system, where in your phone, you can go to Apple Store or Google Store and download Bizwallet, and you can use it for transacting or as a merchant. Let's say you're a small handyman, or you're a plumber, or you're a food truck, or you're in a kiosk in a mall. All you need is just your phone.
Ravi, so maybe highlight how you're able to keep the transaction costs low for the merchant and others can't.
Yes, the main reason is greed. Other companies like Stripe and Square and PayPal and Apple, they all have very high costs. If you want to set up a payment system with them, you have to do an initial setup. You have to have a monthly thing. It's a very high cost area. But what we think is we cut down all those extra external devices. Your phone is your point of sale system. So that brings down the scale of expenses down to a minimum 0.
So as an example, what is your fee then for, like, let's say a credit card transaction?
So the credit card transaction be anywhere between 2.5 to 3.5%.
So it's the same.
Yes, but we don't have initial setup, like $20 or $50 per month. Like for example, if you go down here in the appendix, see here, look at this. How much these guys charge? Square, how much they charge? Minimum $49 to $69. Look at Bizwallet, 0.
This is a month?
Yeah, this is a month. It's a monthly fee. There's so much fee. If you want to pay with your Apple Pay, that's a very expensive cost.
But I'm looking specifically, let's say, compared to Venmo, because that's the one I see out.
Exactly.
It looks exactly like Venmo.
But we beat Venmo in the ACH costs. ACH, our fees are very small
Do
compared to
one
that.
last question from Sam.
Did you have any conversations with customers, with these small businesses on why they're not using a payment system and compared it to demo since Igor was talking about that. So have you gotten feedback that they actually want to change, how they're doing business?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we haven't got to that stage yet. I mean, we did have a pilot study. We did a little bit of proof of concept and things like that. But we think the market is huge. So even if we get a very small percentage of the market, that is $1 billion business. Because credit card is $1 trillion business per year. And we can coexist with Venmo, we can coexist with Cash App, but it's like McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, they're all there. Nobody's losing money. Everybody's making money. We can still make money in this.
All right, great job.
Thank you so much.
Now,
Hello, can you hear
the
me?
next presenter is tuning in virtually, so just gotta double check the stream comes through.
It works.
Um,
Hello, can you hear me? Let me know when ready. We're good to go. Okay. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I lost my train to Boston. I'm from Buenos Aires, and we are working from Tomoki. And I want you to imagine you're a business leader standing in a foggy forest surrounded by the vast of innovation, AI, automation, data, all the keywords you hear. There is a path to growth and survival there, but you can see it clearly. Each day you hesitate, your competitors move ahead, your margins shrink, and your opportunities fade. We at Tomoki are working to help businesses navigate this forest, not just to survive, but to lead the way. AI is the new compass for the 21st century, but businesses don't have the map. They are drowning in tools, jargon, unsure how to start. Every day without AI adoption, they are losing. It's not neutral. You're losing competitive ground, efficiency, a lot of opportunities. Mostly in Latin America, where we are based, the markets are already catching up, but the gap is even more challenging than in developed countries. So our goal at Tomoki is to be your AI navigator. We make AI simple, accessible, fast, and in the security of your own servers. Our platform, what we do combines modular plug-in and play solutions with expert human support. Business doesn't need an army of technical people, data scientists, budgets that are huge to see results. You just need us. We deliver measurable outcomes in weeks, transforming hesitation into momentum. So you can now think about the opportunity we are harnessing. Latin America market is worth 5 billion and growing 50% each year, is underserved. And every business wants to adopt AI, but the tools feel out of reach just for the big leagues. The US is developed, but the small and medium businesses represent 185 billion in technology opportunity, with AI adoption accelerating at a crazy rate, but small businesses are not doing it with sorry, they are blindly doing it. They don't have a compass. We are positioned in a way to capitalize this demand, leveraging connections that we have, and also implementing solutions that drive immediate results. We, in just a few months, were able to prove this our worth on retail chain, reducing operational risk by 30% in one of our pilots. In just 60 days, we're working on healthcare systems, and also working in a customer that response times were halved while improving satisfaction, because we were working 24/7 on a technical support solution that worked with their own information. We are working on a modular subscription that depends on and we are testing this because we know that we can generate revenue and get money from that instead of a subscription. But as the people don't know, we are using now this model that depends on the modules we use, is from 1,000 to 25,000. And this year we are going to 1.5 million in recurring revenue for this year. And we are a team of 4 technical leaders working on product, on development, software development, combining deep AI expertise, operational excellence, because we're working on government, on bank, and local markets. We are all AI native, we say. And the idea is to ask for 1.5 million to refine our platform, to scale the team, and onboard 50 plus businesses next year and the next, so we can position Tomoki as the AI adoption partner for Latin America and the US. Thank you. We think that we can turn uncertainty of today into the dominances of tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you. Perfect. That, yeah, it's different.
Good, okay.
I have no idea.
On and it's
All right, folks, thank you for your patience with all this tech. Now we move to the next segment. We're gonna have our fireside chat with Andrew Blitz from GT Law and Eric Moya from Project Insulin. Eric and Andrew.
Yeah.
You want to turn it off?
Yeah.
Give you a timer. Yep, floor is all yours.
Have we arranged the echo? Yeah, we're good. Inserted? Okay. Great. Thanks, everyone. Love to just have a quick chat about a company that I think is a little bit outside of the norm for young companies and startups. And you can hear an interesting story from somebody who is not quite building a for-profit startup company, but rather a non-profit startup company, facing some of the same challenges that many of you are, as well as all the challenges that go with running a public benefit company or a non-profit organization trying to solve deep challenges for particular segments of the market. So, Eric, if you want to tell us a little bit about Project Insulin to set the stage, then we can get into a few more details. And this is intended to be a conversation. So if you have questions for Eric, please just throw your hand up. You can just shout out the question and I'll repeat it so we have it on the recording. So.
Yeah, thanks, AJ. Is this testing? Is that testing? Oh. Hey everyone, I'm Eric. I'm the founder of Project Insulin. We're a nonprofit making our own generic insulin that will sell directly to patients at cost, regardless of insurance status. So our goal is to sell it at one flat rate to everybody because insulin is a really unaffordable drug in the United States today. Patients are spending up to $1,200 a month on insulin alone. So that doesn't include their glucose monitors. I forget what the blood prickers are called. The Lancets. Thank you. The Lancets. And all the other pieces that are needed for diabetes care. And we're based right here in Cambridge.
So how long have you been in operation? And sort of where are you in your growth trajectory?
Yeah, so it's been, I'd say 4 years since the idea came to be. Company was incorporated in October of 2021. It's been about 3 and a bit years now. And we're about to begin drug development. We finally have enough money. We found a partner, and we're just waiting to sign a contract to begin drug development. So come January, February, we'll have some pretty exciting news. Yeah.
Congratulations. A long path to get here. So I'm curious, you mentioned been a slog for fundraising. A lot of companies face that same slog for fundraising. Where do you find you've had success in raising money from people, and sort of what are they looking for when they're speaking to you about Project Insulin?
Yeah, it's been interesting. I wish it was the product, you show them the MVP and it's like this cool thing. They're like, yeah, here's the money. We don't have that kind of luxury. Drug development is a long process. Being a nonprofit, there's no equity. So it takes a special person to be interested in donating not only their time, but their money to make this project move forward. Most of the people who have given to us so far has been community support, $25 to $100. That's been most of the donors come from that field. Most of the dollars, though, come from family foundations and grants that we've received. So anywhere between 2,500 and 50K has been the grant levels. And just to tell you scale, year one, we raised about 10K. Year two was about 68,000. And so far in year three, it's been, year being December 31st year. Year three has been about 180,000. Maybe we'll get to 200, which is my goal, but we're like close. Yeah.
Anybody got a checkbook out there?
Yeah. If anyone just wants to wrap it up for me, that'd be great.
I just have a quick question. Are these grants coming from national organizations, from private organizations? Just curious.
So the question was, just for the recording, the question was, where are the grants coming from? Local organizations, national?
Yeah, so it's all been family foundations. Has been where we get our grants from. So John Smith Family Foundation. The way we find them is nonprofits submit 990s as their tax form. And so if you go online and Google nonprofits donating to healthcare, and then you filter for family foundations, that's and then we just knock on their door and say, hey, would you like to give us money? Literally knock on their door and also send them an email. But yeah, that's how we've done it so far. One day we'll do NIH, National Institute of Health, NSF funding, but we have to have some data to show them, and then we'll be able to unlock that kind of money. Thankfully, the early drug development is, smaller, $500,000, whereas the later stages, once we get to preclinical and clinical trials, then we need, $5 to $10 million, and then we'll lean on those larger grants. Yeah.
I'm curious, most of the time when startups are looking at raising and trying to find the lead investor, they're looking not just for somebody who has a burlap sack full of cash, but they're looking for people who have some sort of talent to bring to the business of investor market fit, and so you're looking for that synergy. I'm curious when you're looking at those larger grants or other sources of support, where you're bringing in people who have expertise in drug development or nonprofits or anything else like that to supplement your team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first big grant we got, big grant, 50K, that we received was because I had reached out to someone on LinkedIn saying, hey, you've started and sold multiple biotech companies. I'm coming into this as a fundraiser. I have no technical background in making pharmaceutical drugs. And so that's why it took a while to start fundraising, is because I spent a year and a half just learning what the terms were, what the key phrases are, what is the regulatory process, things like that. But yeah, so our first big donor, I was just reaching out for an informational interview, understand more about the regulatory requirements for the later parts of the FDA approval process. He became our lead investor, so to speak. So it's a mix. People who are passionate about the issue is kind of the main criteria. And then people who I'm looking for help. Sometimes we'll also give money. I would say until now they've given money more because they like me and they like the idea, and less because they're positive that it'll work. And that's what I'm excited about for 2025, is that because we're making the drug now, it's like we're not just selling you on feelings and like this opportunity of an idea that we could do something really cool, but rather it's like, hey, this has started and we need X dollars to do the next piece. If you fund it, then that's happening. That moves forward. So it's it's exciting for me as a fundraiser to be able to use that as the pitch rather than saying, yeah, we'd love some money.
Right.
Yeah.
You mentioned MVP being an important part of fundraising earlier. If we think about sort of Project Insulin from where I'm sitting, MVP would have been acquiring insulin from someone else, right? There are companies already manufacture insulin. And if you just wanted to get insulin into the hands of potential customers, that would be the fastest way to do it. You mentioned you're getting close to actually manufacturing. And so I'm curious, taking 3 years to get to manufacturing, what was the importance to that in your business plan?
Just to clarify on the vocab, it is not manufacturing that we're doing. We are starting drug development. So that is creating, so as a non-technical person, I use analogies. So think of it as sourdough starter. To make sourdough bread, you need sourdough starter. So we are about to create our starter. It'll take 3 to 9 months to complete that. test it to make sure that it's stable and non-toxic. And then once we do that, we kind of scale it from, a jar to a small plant, aka 300 liters, and then from there a production facility, and then you go through FDA to make sure it's not poisonous, does the intended effects, stuff like that. Yeah. So sorry, I picked on the vocab, but what was the question?
Why go down the drug development?
Yes.
Side of things as opposed to getting right into
doing like a licensing type of deal. Yeah. So part of it is from a sustainability standpoint. Yeah, sure. The easiest way to do it is go raise money, buy insulin vials, and then give them away. But that is not a sustainable model for a long-term business. That is a model where it's like, okay, we can do that until we run out of money. And so, making an insulin is going to cost us about $20 to $30 million. So if we had $20 to $30 million and we just gave out insulin, in $20 to $30 million, we're out of money. Now, in $20 to $30 million, we have an FDA-approved drug, and the first million vials are ready, and we can start selling them. And so it's pretty cool to be a nonprofit that's also sustainable. And then, we talked about this in our call earlier today, but from a supply chain perspective, it's a lot more flexible to make it yourself. The companies that we've talked to about licensing, they wanted us to pay for the clinical trial pieces, and they would give us the sourdough starter, so to speak. That first piece only costs a few $1 million, and then the FDA process costs the $15 million. So from like a business perspective, it didn't make sense. Yeah, it'd be easier from, we wouldn't have to raise the first 5, but kind of getting to do this in steps also allows us to grow the company and kind of build a foundation before going to that really big final piece of drug development, the FDA approval process.
So you keep saying clinical trials. Isn't insulin a well-established drug and you're just simply replicating a manufacturing process for synthetic insulin? Why would you need a clinical trial? I'm just curious in the terminology and.
Yeah. So we had. Oh, you want to say the question again?
The question was about why do you need to get into. Thank you for giving me as a moderator. Why do we need to think about clinical trials from an FDA regulatory perspective for a drug that's already been from other suppliers proven to be safe in humans?
Yeah. So we have to create our own insulin. So it's not like we are taking, it's not like I'm taking your Pumas and trying and just like making another copy of it. We are making a brand new insulin. It'll look similar to Puma, but it'll be called, I don't know, Puma, right? So it's a little bit different. And from a US, drug perspective, the FDA doesn't allow you to just kind of say, hey, we made a copy of this. Here you go. But our approval pathway is a lot shorter. We don't have to go through phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 clinical trials. We have to do normal preclinical, but our clinical trial is just to show that our insulin works close to what the reference product is. So when I said $20 to $30 million, that's like a really big number in most rooms, but in biotech, that's nothing. Like a new drug costs $1 billion, and that's because they have to go through all of those different pieces. Yeah. Please.
Well, tagging on that, because you're already a few steps ahead, aren't you in line to attempt get NIH some of the mechanisms? And why wouldn't you be trying now? There's always rejection from NIH.
Yeah. The question was about
why not now?
Yeah.
Given where it already is.
You're asking why not start some of the data gathering that would be going into the regulatory submission?
Because you may be far enough. If it's a product that is already advanced, you have enough baseline data to start justifying somebody, NIH, giving you money. But again, NIH, you have to be thick-skinned. It's a no matter how good you are. But is there an actual reason other than that?
So the question is, why have we not started applying to NIH funding today? Is that correct?
Yes.
And the reason is, so we don't have any data yet internally because we are starting the drug development in January or February. So we don't have our data yet saying that, hey, here's what our drug looks like. Please give us money to continue the, preclinical trials.
Some of the mechanisms it depends on how you're approaching it. For example, a business approach and you're developing a new product, which is a molecule, would be different. You don't, again, it's tedious to work through the NIH. But it makes sense to start.
Yeah. I
Lots of
haven't.
different sources of funding or support,
A no
yeah.
can be a no matter what.
Yeah, I haven't found any grants yet from the NIH that we could apply for at this point. But if we find some, we do have a grant writer now on staff part-time, so that helps. And also from a bandwidth perspective, an NIH grant, like you said, takes a lot of bandwidth. So depending on what our chances are of getting that grant.
Return can be.
Exactly. So as of right now, it's not necessarily. Yeah.
So I'm curious.
So just stepping back,
Yeah.
I heard that insulin is going to be capped at $36. And so what's the story with that? Why is there still a need for this?
Yes. So the insulin caps that. Oh, so sorry. Do the.
He was on that.
Oh yeah. Okay. Nice. Nailed it. We're evolving.
Yeah.
The insulin cap is for Medicare patients specifically. So that's for people over the age of 65 in the United States. That cap is a copay cap. That does not cap the price. It caps the price that patients pay. The government is still paying the difference between the copay cap and what the drug companies are selling the insulin at. So currently, people without insurance are paying on average $300 per vial. I'm going to assume the government doesn't pay that high. They probably pay a little bit less than that. So let's say $200. That is a huge margin that the drug companies are making. So you can imagine a fantastic world for us would be to partner with the government. And not only are they getting their insulin for $20 a vial. Oh, I don't think I've mentioned this. Our goal is to make the insulin and sell it at $20 a vial. It only costs about $3 to $10 to make it, so the manufacturing of the insulin. And then we're expecting 5 to 10 for shipping plus our overhead. So to cover our marketing, salaries, etc. So that I think that has.
Yeah, maybe you can also highlight why Medicaid wouldn't have paid for that.
I actually don't know. That's I don't know why. So
if you can't afford it, Medicaid might come in.
Yeah, but Medicaid doesn't have the same copay cap that Medicare has. So that was specifically a Medicare piece that the government
I
did.
think all this highlights is that it's a very complex world and a bit complexity in patients.
Yeah.
Okay, this looks like it's gonna consume somebody. So, my question is, have you looked at SBIR grants, SBIR grants? And because I came in, I think, a little late. And National Science Foundation has SBIR, and so there's always a category that you can fall into. You can apply and actually have even National Science Foundation. You can have them look at it from, you're outside of another source. So you don't have to be limited to what they're offering. They will look at it and say, you know what, this is outside of something we thought, and this could be a really good idea. So I'm just encouraging you that way.
Yeah. Unfortunately, those are for for-profit companies. We can find a partnership. So if we partner with a for-profit company, we could do an application for SBIR.
But do it with a school, and if you have an educational partner, that can get you in the door too, even though you might be nonprofit.
The schools are also nonprofit. So normally it would be like a for-profit partners with a school and they do an SBIR together. Because we are a nonprofit, we need to find, it's like the reverse. We need to find a for-profit company if we want to go that path. Oh, she
I
got
have
the
a
mic.
question,
Yeah.
and this might stir up a little bit of a conversation, but I don't know if you've thought about this before, but pharmaceutical companies literally bank off the fact that underrepresented folks and demographics get sicker. So most of the times, these folks that can't even afford insulin are from underrepresented groups, right? So have you ever thought about, in the making of Project Insulin, partnering with organizations that literally are trying to create more better good in these food deserts and in spaces where people are systemically disadvantaged, which is why they need access to insulin and can't really get it. So it literally creates a systemic problem of the same people and the same groups of people keep getting sicker. So it's not even a thing about even creating accessibility amongst insulin, but also creating accessibility and addressing the disparity within like food deserts. And that's a huge like thing, right? We can't solve we can't solve all the world's issues, but I would love to know, like, in this kind of like the culmination of your project and hearing so many different versions of it, have you ever thought about like partnering with other folks that can create even a bigger ecosystem change that can also help drive your mission, not only like just like the mission of it all, but also financially as well too?
Yeah, so it's a really interesting point. The solving food deserts is a conversation for another person who wants to tackle giant problems. But with regards to reaching the populations where affordable insulin matters most, I think that is kind of, our target audience. So a question that hasn't been asked is, are you worried about big pharma coming in and bothering you about this? Part of the reason that I'm not worried about that is because the people who are rationing their insulin today are people who don't have access to affordable insulin. So it's not even like taking away market share. It's becoming a safety net. To that vein, we're hoping that in our next crowdfunding event that we do in March, we'll be providing healthcare screenings, eye exams, foot exams, and dental exams, all body parts and parts of the body that deteriorate over time with diabetes that's not taken care of properly. And so we're looking to find spaces to have those screenings. And with that, we're looking to partner with other organizations. Is it called Open Table? Is that what they're called? Yeah, Open Table, to provide, little grocery bags. So it's not only you're getting your health screenings, but you're also getting access to some healthy food. So we're not tackling food deserts necessarily, but we do have an opportunity to use our platform. It's not that big, but to use our platform to provide for the communities that we want to help in the future. Yeah. You have a question?
Piggyback and transition. It might be obvious why you went nonprofit, but do you want to talk more about why you decided to go nonprofit?
So my background's in nonprofit fundraising. I was a university fundraiser for 6 to 8 years before starting Project Insulin. And so, from an experience standpoint, that's what I know. It was pretty immediate for me. I never thought of for-profit. I didn't know anything about startups in general until I started crashing, accelerator programs and being like, oh, hey, can I do this? It's allowed. But from a more serious perspective, we're mission driven. We want to make sure that whether I'm here or not, whoever is running the business has to, their duty is to the people we're serving. For-profit companies, there's a fiduciary duty to, take care of your shareholders. That's fine. That's just not the model I want to work under. I want to make sure that we're fully beholden to the people we're serving in the future. So yeah, that, and along with just the comfort, know what you know, and going into an industry that I knew nothing about, at least the entity structure, being something familiar was helpful.
Great. Are we at time?
Yeah, do you want to wrap up with anything else there?
Just commenting on what he said, the Indian Health Services has a tribal grant for diabetes.
Oh.
Now, there aren't organized tribes really in Massachusetts, but if you look into other states.
Yeah, okay, it's good to know because distribution-wise, I'm taking over, sorry. Distribution-wise, we want to work with local healthcare clinics, federal healthcare clinics, organizations like that. So working with tribes has been something we've thought about.
It would also be a nice closed system to prove it's.
Yeah.
Great. So I know you mentioned you're hoping to close out the year with a nice round number target. So I'll repeat that for everyone in case anyone's looking for any of your donations to make. But you also mentioned an upcoming event in March for the next crowdfunding event. So I'd love to close with a plug for that for the grads.
Yeah.
And have a take home.
We haven't figured out where yet, but if you go to projectinsulin.org, you can follow us on socials, you can join our newsletter. But every March we do our yearly crowdfunding event. It's kind of like a Giving Tuesday, but without all the noise. We're the only ones crowdfunding in March 14th, which is Pi Day. Our initials are PI. If anyone runs their own company and is interested in hosting a fundraiser, which is getting pied in the face, so get pied for Pi Day, that is something we do at universities, and we started doing at a few businesses as well. It's fun, and it gets people involved, it gets people engaged, gets people excited about what I think is a really cool and exciting opportunity. So thanks everyone thank you guys for giving us the platform.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I kind of chose this, and then after I took the filter class, I got to see my workers out. So it's a lot of sense and I did like someone program. I don't think I want to be examples. I kind of
Technology. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you, Eric and Andrew, for hosting Fireside Chat. Now we are going to move on to the BNT Pitchfest. We have 6 amazing founders. They're going to come in. So it's going to be the same. They have like 3 minutes to pitch, and then we'll have 2 minutes for Q&A. So with that being said, let's move on to the first one, Madison.
Yeah. No discrimination towards Hi, my name is Madison. I'm a former veterinary assistant of 2 years, now working on Lynx, creating non-invasive screening for canine skin cancer. Over the span of their lives, 1 in 3 dogs develops cancer. And if losing your dog in their old age to cancer isn't bad enough, skin cancer often affects younger dogs, accounting for, on average, 25% of first cancer claims by breed. While an early diagnosis is crucial for a good prognosis, current canine skin cancer diagnostics are not good enough. Biopsies are time-consuming, taking over an hour to complete, and giving vets less time to see other patients. They're also expensive, costing between $300 to $2,000 per lesion screened, and both biopsies and FNA tests are invasive, both factors leading to refuse tests by clients. This is why I started working on Lynx. With Lynx, we're developing an AI-based solution targeted to vets that will analyze photos of canine skin lesions as well as patient information to inform downstream diagnostics and treatment. As a non-invasive and software-based tool, Lynx will save time for vets, reducing the need for FNA tests and biopsies. As a more affordable test, we expect to see more clients opt for testing, leading to earlier skin cancer detection. Additionally, with biopsies, lesions are often screened at the same time as they are diagnosed. But if vets use Lynx before surgery, they can ensure proper margins are used and no cancerous tissue is left behind. To access Lynx, veterinary practices will pay a monthly subscription fee based on the number of vets at the practice, as well as their specialties. Vets will have individual accounts through their practice information management softwares, and through this, they can submit images of canine skin lesions as well as patient information to get a predicted diagnosis as well as the model confidence values in less than 5 minutes. As a non-invasive and time and cost-efficient solution, Lynx is novel compared to existing tools. Additionally, with a business-to-business model, Lynx can easily monitor the accuracy of the product with initial clients. We're looking at a serviceable, addressable market of 235 million annually, and which can expand to a total available market of 930 million annually once we expand to a product directly for pet owners. Over the last few years, we've been making partnerships and collecting data with our partners. So we're currently collaborating with Torgen Pharmaceuticals as well as veterinarians from 5 veterinary schools across the US and veterinarians from 5 private practices across North America. We've collected over 1,000 cases and are now raising a seed round of 3 million to get an initial version of the product out. Dr. Derek Whitley is a scientific advisor for Vetted Capital and is our veterinary advisor. He's also a certified pathologist. And Darren Scheller is an AI architect at VMware and is our technical advisor. We believe in a future where veterinary diagnostics are affordable and efficient. And with Lynx, we can make this vision a reality. Thank you.
Q&A?
That's a great job. Talk a little bit about the data set that you acquired for the training of AI.
Yeah, thank you. So essentially what we're working with veterinarians directly as well as Torgen Pharmaceuticals. For direct veterinary partners, what we're doing is every time that they see a case that they're going to do testing on, they'll send us a picture as well as patient information. We have a web app that they're using that we launched last November. And through this, they'll also submit the histopathology reports or the FNA test results. With Torgen, they have biopsies for every case, and it's essentially excised lesions that they're sending us. So we still get a bit of surrounding skin. And all of those cases are histopathology confirmed. So over 80% of our cases in that 1,000 cases is confirmed by biopsy.
So you use the biopsy as the gold standard, and then
Yes.
you're relating it to the image saying these type of images relate to cancer.
Yes, and also the other information that we're collecting, so that's age, sex, breed, and localization of the lesion.
So I have kind of like a meta question. I've seen your pitch maybe 5 months ago.
Yeah.
What has happened since then?
Yeah, so a lot that's happened since then has been the technical development on our initial data set. We're also actually receiving another large batch of like 4 months worth of data in the next few days. So we'll be able to continue technical development off that. But it's really been a lot of working with my technical advisor to develop and get some initial accuracy values, which we'll be using in pitches to investors.
All right, we'll take one more question.
What does scale look like when it comes to other particular pets? You being a vet assistant for 2 years, why did you choose dogs?
Yeah, so we chose dogs because they have a lot more incidence of skin issues that vets are concerned about cancer with. As a veterinary assistant, I saw tests like this done several times a day, and it's just also often refused by pet owners because they assume it's nothing, or they don't want to do the surgery, they don't want to pay the expense, etc. So essentially for expanding, it's less applicable to cats, but there is the possibility to expand to other animals, such as horses. And the first thing that we want to do really with expansion though is go directly to pet owners. So have a version of the product that people can use at home once it's verified and well received in the veterinary community.
Next up, Peter. SAMIS AI.
Yeah, it started in 2021. I was working in the military environment, helping maintain aircraft, and we needed to get this aircraft ready on time because we were fighting against insurgency. Prior to this time, I'd worked in civil aviation, and I was helping maintain aircraft that was used in training pilots and engineers. But what stuck with me during this process is that the whole process was really, really inefficient. My name is Peter Apostle, and I am the founder of SAMIS AI. And at SAMIS, we're trying to reduce the time, the labor, and financial cost of aviation maintenance by 50%. The question is, why aviation maintenance? Aviation maintenance is really important. I'm very sure many people in the room here have experienced flight delays and cancellations in the past. Aviation maintenance is actually tied to this, and this costs the industry about $70 billion annually. Not to talk about the safety issues that we experience today around landing gear falling off or wind jumping off the aircraft. The question is, what exactly in this workflow of aviation maintenance is causing the problem? We discovered that whenever they need to do the maintenance and inspection, they need to document and they need to troubleshoot. But the current method they use today is really inefficient, meaning it's manual. They have to like write on paper, go to a system, input this information. Even if they have a digital system, it's fragmented. Like you have tablets there, you have legacy software and other computer. And all of these things making it really complicated, time-consuming, and inefficient. And that's why we came up with the solution SAMIS. SAMIS stands for Smart Assisted Maintenance and Inspection System. As the name implies, it's not to replace human, it's to assist you. How does this work? Our product is simple. It's a software that's wearable. And what the wearable does is to collect information as you walk in terms of images, your words, whatever you're saying through conversation and videos. And this goes into the software that does the AI agent in the software now fragments this information, structure it, and make it into a documented format for you. And what is making us so unique, you're able to capture data real time while you're walking, hands-free, meaning you don't need to type on the screen, you don't need to do anything, just talk through conversation, and you're able to do rapid diagnosis, meaning you can ask SAMIS and say, hey, I'm working on this task, can you really help me? It's able to provide guided assistance for you. And this reduces their time and increase the safety. The industry is really attractive. It's about $1.6 trillion. Think about anything maintenance and inspection, not just in aviation. Focusing on aviation is $78 billion. And we're trying to capture the electric aviation market, which is about $8.5 billion. Nobody's looking into that right now. But likely to B2B, and in just 5 years, just focusing on 18 users, not customers now, we can make around $5 million. What are we trying to target? We're starting with the maintenance and repair of our organization. And the reason why we are starting with them is because it's their day-to-day job. Just like the aircraft, they carry repair shops. These airlines need to take their aircraft to these shops to repair. And we think if we can give SAMIS to them, we can reduce their downtime by 50%. So let's say they used to like maintain like 50 aircraft in a day, we can increase that to get like 100 aircraft in a day. And we're better than anything nowadays because we're providing hands-free AI-powered documentation, real-time sharing and tracking, and we're able to provide AI-led decision making. This is making us much more expensive than any other person out there. Our team has experience about 20 years in aviation and technology, and we also have like a good board member who is like renowned in the Boston region. In terms of impact and traction, we've gone through several accelerator programs, and right now we're in talks with New England Institute of Technology, who trains people on, who train frontline workers on things that has to do with maintenance and inspection. And we are still having more partnership, especially with the Association of Aircraft Owners and Maintenance in New England region.
Victor, we have like 10 seconds left.
Yeah, our ask is $1 million, and we want to use that for iterating our MVP. Thank you. I would like everyone in this room to join us in making aviation more sustainable and efficient. Introduce us to customers for partnership or invest in us. Thank you very much.
Questions? Yeah, we can start.
You did a great job. Highlight the glasses part. Is that an augmented reality, real world overlay type of glasses? Are you using off the shelf, or do you think you have to build your own, or just talk a little bit?
That's off the shelf. You can visit our stand-up price program and see glasses for yourself. It's not like the Meta glass or the Apple Vision, but it's so bulky. It's simple. It's not like your normal dark shades. And this is like experiential SR glass, not VR glass, not AR glass. We're starting with that for now. And what that glass does is that it overlays the large screen before you, and you can still see through the glass and do your work of maintenance. And the glasses contains cameras and microphone and speakers. So when you're walking, you can actually hear, you can actually speak with SAMIS AI. You can come interact with SAMIS AI.
Really was in that space.
Yeah, you can also
you're
use
just using something similar and different.
Any other question, audience, in the audience? No. I would highly suggest, so Peter has brought like the vest.
Yeah,
You can try it out as well, like right outside, where you can wear it and you can see the video. So thank you so much. Next up, we have Naman.
Test. Hello everyone. Oops. Hello everyone. I'm Naman and I'm very bad at snowboarding. Personally, I found this sport very difficult to learn. It's inaccessible, so I can't maintain my skill sets. And to be honest, each trip cost me $200 per trip. I talked to more than 200 snowboarders in Boston City. These are new snowboarders to university athletes. Everybody mentioned the same problem. I wish snowboarding was much more easily accessible and affordable. To overcome the solution, I present you BaselineTech. BaselineTech is building the next-gen snowboard simulator. This is our first ever promo to Boston City, where you bring your own snowboard, put it on the platform, and enjoy snowboarding. As you're snowboarding and performing all sorts of maneuvers, a haptic-based technology gets you the feel of actually carving through the snow. Now you can enjoy the snowboarding in the city. In addition to that, we have a VR-based headset. Now you can see the slopes where you want to go before you actually hit the slopes. We give you the taste of the slopes just in the city at an affordable price. At BaselineTech, we bring slopes to the cities. You already know about the realistic feeling, but now you can enjoy in the city. This saves me the time and the money to enjoy the sport. And for snowboarders, they can now maintain their skill sets year round, just enjoying their favorite sport. There are other companies. What puts us on the top is the real feel, the elevation control. So now you face the gravity, the easy installation because of the compact size, and we gamify your whole experience. Market strategy is pretty straightforward. We rev share our simulators at a ski shop. We are going to pilot in January. And the idea is to create a brand in next 2 years. Talk to ski resorts, partner with them, and eventually take over Boston. $20 for 15-minute session, and we give take additional price for analysis and coaching. We are targeting this snow sports simulator market, which is globally market priced at $5 billion. We're starting from snowboard simulator market from New England at $7 million. We wrapped up our prototype last week and demoed at Northeastern University. We secured 4 letters of intent. We have secured a grant from Northeastern University. Now we are testing the product, inviting snowboarders, and going to pilot next year, January, and also doing a demo in Yokohama, Japan. This is our team. I handle the business development. Tejaswini handles the product development. Akash has an expertise in sales and marketing. At BaselineTech, our vision is to make snowboarding affordable and accessible for anyone to enjoy. If you want to learn more about us, come and talk to us. We are going to start a pre-seed round next month. And if you're shy, scan this QR code and learn more about us. This is BaselineTech, and we are bringing slopes to the cities. Thank you.
Were you at the ski expo a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
All right, I saw it. I'm trying to figure out what your ICP is, because like real snowboarders need more control than what this thing can do. And beginner snowboarders aren't gonna buy this to have at home, right? And it's like the same thing. Like treadmills don't give you a taste of running. Treadmills are like for exercise, kind of, right? Are you sure that your better ICP isn't buy this so you could like keep your skills up in the summertime type of thing?
So the vision is to make whole sport affordable. So that's why we're starting with putting at a ski shops right now, so that people can come and enjoy it at an affordable price. And as we grow and iterate the product, the idea is to make the product smaller and compact. Then we target for a D2C market where rich people can enjoy snowboarding in their garage.
But $20 for a 15-minute session, that's not making it affordable. That's like that's an arcade toy.
So we are creating a brand for next 2 years so that people can now recognize the product. And as we get more brand recognition, then we go to D2C.
I like it. I think your target market is.
Why are you partnering with ski resorts if you're trying to target people who aren't going to ski like in real life?
Great question. So we want to bring slopes in the cities. So with ski resorts, we ask them for sponsorship to do an off-season marketing in the city. So a platform now can visualize the slopes on the VR platform. So if you want to go to a Killington, quite a name for a snowboard, but if you want to go to Killington, you can now practice the slopes before you hit the actual slope. So during the summer season or off season, you can really enjoy that sport, and we do off-season marketing for them. So now you're already trained on that particular mountain. So it's a good for them. It's a good value prop that now their guests are already engaged with their mountain during off season, and when season comes, they already have the customer secured.
Last question from Ravi here.
Hey.
Good concept. Have you thought about making like this like a game, like an arcade video game? You remember like people were go and sit in a video game and try to drive the car and
Yes.
You could make this more like a video game and put it in an arcade, and every arcade will have it as one of the video games that they can do.
That's certainly one of the angles, but again, our vision is to make it more accessible and affordable. So it's not just game.
Getting into an arcade is much more
Certainly.
wider use, right?
Yes.
Even an 8-year-old or a 5-year-old can get onto the game.
I agree.
Play like a game and just thinking about it.
So good question. While doing customer discovery, we talk to ski shops as well. And what we learned is they're losing their customers. They want something to increase footfall in their store. So we saw that there's a gap in the market, and we already have a product, and putting it at a ski shop is a good value prop for both the parties. So that's why you try this board before you actually use the sport or buy the sport. So that's the value prop for the ski shops. So that's why we're targeting them first. And as we grow, hopefully we make it become a more of an engagement platform. And game is also one of the options. Certainly, yes.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Next, we have Rishi.
Hello. Awesome. Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. My name is Rishi Pallarwala. I'm the CEO and co-founder of YourScore.ai, and we're improving decision-making and starting in the real estate space. The problem that we see in this space is that we still search for homes like it's the 90s. Does anybody else feel that? A little bit? Okay. According to the National Association of Realtors, of the 15 million people that move every year between buying and renting, about 60% of them say that the top problem that they face is finding the right home for them. And we actually faced this with our CTO, Aurel. He was looking for a home. His wife had a bunch of needs and wants, and really spent a lot of time investigating irrelevant listings he was going through, missed a lot of good opportunities. It's really like fatigued by the whole process of searching. And so what we've done is we've developed a novel proprietary, patent pending technology called YourScore, which personalizes every home on the market to your needs and wants. What we do is we collect through a short quiz the things that are important to you. Write it out in natural language, go through a short quiz which teases those out. We enrich every single listing on the market with a number of data sets we have access to, and we compute a score for every single listing that's out there from 0 to 100. And we tell you exactly why we scored it high or low instantly. That way it gives you some guidance, it makes your search process more meaningful. What we've been seeing is that it's been leading to better conversions. So we released the product in Boston amongst the renter market, and in about 2 months reached about 200 renters and had some pretty good results. We had about 50% engagement rates, and of those 50% people that opened their emails and looked at our scoring on a regular basis, about 20% converted to taking a next step with us. And so that's about a 4x conversion to that of the industry. And so we're getting good testimonials from people saying, I see how this score is becoming meaningful to me in my search. It's helping guide me into taking my next step. So how do we think about getting this concept out to thousands of people and improving their decision-making in a very scalable, quick way? Our approach to the market really is developing an API white label solution that we can provide to folks that have these users in front of them already, such as brokerages, real estate platforms that you and I both know, and property managers. So that's our goal over the next year. Currently, we've released a rental product. We're about to release out the home scoring product in about a week or so. Our business model is to provide a API usage-based approach where if a platform is utilizing our technology, we charge a small fee for whenever we score. If we have a white label partnership, we charge for every email that's sent out. It's a pretty large market of people that are searching out there. We think scoring can be applied to much more than just real estate. But in top markets, we think that we can reach about a $500 million obtainable market.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
Again, my name is Rishi Palarwala. I've been a part of about $100 million in real estate transactions. And I've seen firsthand the pain that people have in their search process and the fatigue it leads to. Got an excellent CTO who's built a lot of AI within the companies he's been a part of. And Afshal Wahidi, he's led product and design teams across different e-commerce companies. So really, we're trying to reorganize a $3 trillion residential real estate market. We'd love you to be a part of it. But the way we see it is less searching and more scoring. And with that, I'd love to take any questions. Appreciate it.
I like it. I like the new name too.
Thank you.
What's patentable? You said you're
Yeah, so we have a provisional patent. We believe the way that we are weighting the score based on your needs and wants has some legs. The feedback loop that we are providing you instantly when you provide us your information of why this home is a fit and why it's not also has some legs. That's what we've heard from patent lawyers so far.
You gotta talk to Andrew.
We did talk to them. We actually created our provisional through them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah.
I think there's a question at the back.
Yeah, so great presentation, really clean.
Thank you.
Really enjoyed it. Now, my question is, in terms of the quality of the data, right? Other than MLS, what is proprietary when it comes to the data? Especially when it comes to not the people's data, but what's out there in terms of other than MLS. How do you filter and give back feedback?
Yeah, so for instance, right now we utilize geomapping. So if you were to go to yourscore.ai and type in and go through our quiz, be like, yeah, I want to be close to X location, I want to be able to get there in Y time. These are the types of things that we're including within our scoring. And so geomapping is one example of it. And I listed a few others that we're looking to incorporate in the future.
Thank you.
Think about sunlight, right? Think about, we're taking an imagery as well for every listing, and we're doing some analysis trying to tell you about open kitchens, for example. Yeah.
Any more questions, audience? No? All right, thank you so much. Next we have Magnus.
First and foremost, I just want to say everybody looks great tonight. With that being said, when it comes time to do laundry, for those of you that live without a washer and dryer at home, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You go to a laundromat and it's very busy. On top of that, some of the machines don't even work. But you really want to get a better option. Unfortunately, there's not a lot. If you don't have a car, you got to lock your laundry and then you got to put it on a bus and go all across the city. Nobody wants to do that. If you identify with this issue, then you know exactly what Maria is going through. Maria is one of the customers that we actually interviewed during our discovery, and she's not alone. Just like Maria, there are actually 19 million households in the US alone that don't have access to washer and dryer, right? And they want more options. On the other side of things, there's Susan, who owns a laundromat that Maria goes to. Susan has her own problems as well. One of them being that, well, she knows the machines don't work, and she knows that there's not enough staff to help keep up with the demand. She doesn't even have access to more customers because if you live in the city, well, people go in and out all the time. How do you expand as a local laundromat? When you think about the laundry problem, all you see is a bunch of dirty clothes. What we see is a big problem. So big, in fact, that in the US alone, this is a $6 billion problem. And this is the problem that Tydii comes and we're trying to tackle. The way we're doing this is our online booking and laundry delivery platform. What this means is for Susan, you get more options available to you. The ones that cater to your needs are more accessible to you through pickup and delivery that we do. For Susan, what this means is you get more access to customers. More customers mean more revenue, and more revenue means more money to tackle those problems so that you can expand your business services. Why are we doing this? Well, we believe in providing an essential service for Americans every single day. We believe in supporting local businesses, not competing with them, and we believe your time matters. Obviously, we're looking for investment, but the greatest investment you can provide us, if I can get this to work, is by giving us access to people like Maria's and Susan's. If you go to a local laundromat and that local laundromat provides a service that you really love, we'd like you to, oh, I didn't have it. There was a link. Oh no. Okay, I had a link. But if you know a local laundromat that provides a service that you really like but doesn't do delivery, or you think would benefit from this service, please give us access to them. Let's have a meeting with them so that we can onboard them. If you know customers like this that need this service and don't have another option, we would like to be part of that ecosystem because we're here building communities and we believe your time matters. Thank you, folks.
So are you kind of like open table for laundromats, or do you provide the actual drivers back and forth as well?
Yeah, so we use crowdsourcing to create this marketplace that connects laundromats and dry cleaners actually with customers. So we're building an ecosystem.
So let's say I want to get my laundry done.
Mm-hmm.
I pick a laundromat and I get and then you guys figure out who's going to pick up the laundry and drop it off.
Yep, and then we bring it back to you nicely folded, professionally made, and all from the comfort of your home. So you get to feel like you did it, but you know, your phone professionals got to take care of it.
And so because you're not using your own drivers, that allows you to scale a lot faster.
Absolutely.
So how do you compare with many similar services like Happiness and others?
Yeah, for one thing, what I would like to say is that we're not here to compete with businesses, right? So for similar services, when you book from them, you don't really get to see who gets to do your laundry or your dry cleaning. So if Happiness, sorry to be putting them down a bit here, but if Happiness decided they don't want to work with that business anymore, the customer wouldn't even care, right? We are here to create a community. So what that means is we want that business to get more traction. So when they book from us, when you book from us, you're going to see them right there. And you know exactly that you're supporting a local business. And for most people, it matters, right? They're already providing the services to their communities. Why can't we give them that extra leg up to make it more accessible for people? The ones that do good, keep doing better. The ones that are not, unfortunately, won't be picked. And isn't that what capitalism about? Free market? Let the market decide that.
And one more question. Any question from the audience? No? Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, folks.
Last, last but not the least, Terrence.
Huge tech investment, billions of dollars spent on digital tools. What happens? Because teachers are not being trained to use technology well, students are not doing as well as they could have. EdTech adoption is not high in schools despite COVID-19, resulting in schools purchasing millions of dollars in edtech software. At EdMaker, we are set out to change this. My name is Terrence, and I'm with EdMaker. We've been doing teacher training for the past 8 years, focusing on helping teachers build up their confidence in technology. Along the way, we are partnering with hardware as well as software companies to help all teachers upskill their students to be future ready through our AI product, Eddie. Let's take a look at how it works. Let's say I'm a teacher. I'll type in something like, I'm going to use my new AI PC to teach sound waves to my students. I want to use the features. I click grade middle school, subject science. And what Eddie can do is to generate slide decks, worksheets that teach you how to use the AI PC effectively to teach sound waves through using generative AI tools. In this case over here, students are using software like Audacity to compose a soundtrack for a Tom and Jerry clip. And this project-based learning lesson is developed in a matter of a minute, right? It comes with the slide deck, it comes with the educator's guide for teachers, and most importantly, it comes with a worksheet for students for self-directed learning. This saves a huge amount of time for teachers. Currently, teachers spend 7 to 12 hours lesson planning. With 90% time savings, they can use this time to reflect on how they performed in the lesson and potentially do better in the next one. It's also going to result in huge savings for districts. As I mentioned earlier, 67% of districts find that their tech purchases are underutilized. And this will help to achieve a cost savings of $5.6 billion through helping districts maximize use of their technology. In our school-based pilot so far, teachers who teach with Eddie reported increased levels of teacher confidence as well as student engagement. And so we plan on engaging customers through 2 revenue models. The first one is a B2B model with hardware and software companies where we give a white label product with an annual contract. And this is the model that we are currently ongoing with our key B2B partner, Intel. Secondly, to schools. This is an annual subscription model to our core product with add-ons such as accreditation and license renewal available. In January, we'll be launching our first ever district pilot with the district in upstate New York, where the teachers are going to use Eddie, and the more lessons they generate and implement in their classrooms, they get professional development hours that could potentially renew their licensure or even help them get a higher salary. It's win-win. Eddie is new, but EdMaker is not. We've been doing this teacher training, tech training business for the past 8 years. We have a competent leadership team as well as advisors from the Harvard Graduate School of Education. And this will help us 10 times our revenue in 3 years through having a massive pipeline, like I mentioned earlier, of schools that need this service, cross-selling and upselling to our current US-based customers who purchase our STEM products, as well as strategic partners like Search, which is a development group that is helping us with the district in upstate New York, like I mentioned earlier. We're looking for hardware and software suppliers, introductions to hardware and software suppliers, schools that value the use of technology, as well as impact funds and angels. We're not currently fundraising, but we're teeing up to a fundraising in the 3rd quarter of next year. Thank you. Help us, help Eddie, and help teachers turn their frown into a smile.
I don't have a question. I just want to compliment you on realistic projections. Because I see so many like, oh, by year 3 we're at 200 million. This is actually real, so that's good.
Yeah, thank you. We've been bootstrapped since 2016, so.
So in January of next year, there's a conference. It's called the Future of Educational Technology.
FETC,
Yeah, are you going?
We may be. I don't know. Intel may actually send us there, and we're still deliberating if we're going to be there.
Okay.
Have you been there? Do you think it's worth it?
I have gone, and I am actually getting to pitch next year in January. So they have a pitch competition. It doesn't come with money. It comes with a high amount of visibility. I strongly recommend going to that. I was amazed when I had not heard of this one. It was like 3 or 4 years ago, and it's one of the oldest ones out there, and that's where you belong.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I
I'll take both of them. No, great job. I was also surprised that I expected maybe more revenue. Maybe that's just a perception of seeing revenue on pitch decks. How long did it take for you to close that 60K with Intel, that partnership?
That partnership started in 2020. So we were doing program management with them since 2019. And we've only recently closed this deal last year, earlier this year. So it took a while of trust building, doing non-tech related stuff, program management, before we finally convinced them. So it took a few years.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Travis.
Awesome. Yeah. Let's give another round of, let's give a round of applause to all the founders. And to everybody that supported, it takes a village, and we appreciate all of your support from our partners at Microsoft Market, where you got all of the text message updates, and Prepare for VC, Boston New Tech, Startup Grind, all of our community partners at Mass TLC, Startup Boston, A2C. We're going to be doing the Startup Weekend Boston event again. That's a 3-day hackathon event in May this year. So it's really fun. Like, you get to come out and try something new, even if you're already building a startup, or if you're an investor or entrepreneur. Basically, anybody can come out and go through the ideation experience. And then we also have a swag store now as well. You can scan the code there, or go to startupoasis.com and check out all of our gear as well. And yeah, just really want to take this time to thank everybody that came out, and also the rest of the session here. If there's a founder or a pitch you heard that really stood out to you, make sure to connect with each other, and build relationships here. So thanks again for coming out and supporting everyone tonight.
Pizza is like just 30 minutes to network, so feel free to grab pizza and network, and just exchange connections, LinkedIn, whatever you feel. I do want to request the founders to come on stage so we can take some pictures as well, and the investors and VCs as well, and we'll do a group photo sessions. So thank you so much again, everyone, for coming here tonight. Thank you.